Hi, my name is Sabu Francis. I'm the founder of Archopus.com. Archopus has been a long-standing dream of mine for many years, and I've been taking down notes. I've been discussing with people that we should be having a finishing school for architecture in India especially. And a lot of students I've discussed this with, and they have also felt the need for such an initiative. And finally it is here. So Archopus.com is about to be launched, and I am in search for a lot of other mentors who will join me, and this particular video is specifically meant for mentors who are willing to spend a little bit of time and effort in educating students and finishing them up on the various subtopics in architecture. A lot of students say that they pass out after college, and that's a very strange idiom, especially in India, because we should not be passing out, because I sometimes wonder whether when they will wake up. So instead of passing out, the students should graduate, and I feel there can be a good quality a set of good quality architects coming out from in our country. Unfortunately, the education system and the number of colleges are so many, and there are poorly, sad to say, educated teachers who are not really fully understanding how teaching has to be done. And there are a lot of loss of material, lack of material. And so a lot of hills are there, and over time I'm hoping that Archopus will contain that magnum opus of knowledge on architecture, which will help architects and students and even professionals who want a refresher course in architecture to come and join us. Archopus does not really have any rigid syllabus or any rigid discipline of we are going to do it in this fashion, but largely it will be a one-to-one kind of mentoring between a student and a teacher, and a mentor rather, and we'll try to facilitate the way a student should go about doing the learning. Over time there will be plenty of material in architecture itself, about architecture itself, but along with that the main component is how to get students to enjoy their experience of learning topics in architecture. So there's a lot of metadata around architecture which will be explained to these students, and a lot of subjects which are not really covered in regular colleges, like say business or business management, or starting your own office, or people management, or finance, or bit of economics and accounting and psychology and sociology. These are all very important topics which unfortunately courses in architecture in India don't cover, and possibly in many parts of the world. So this request for joining me as a mentor at Archopus is not just for Indians, but for people all over the world who have a flair for teaching. Now we have some specific requirements for such mentors. We don't want highly opinionated people who are got certain specific points of view or specific ways of practicing architecture, without considering that there could be other ways by which architecture can be practiced and understood. We don't want people to get into very ancient history with no real explanation about what it means in the current sense, with no references or with no scientific analysis or no scientific rigor. When I mean scientific rigor, it doesn't mean that you have to give some mathematics for it, but you have to have some very plausible explanation for your opinions. And we definitely want people, mentors, to have a very broad point of view and not really talk only from their experiential point of view, because when you talk about experiences, you have a lot of feelings attached to those experiences, and young students tend to latch on to those feelings without understanding how those feelings came up. So when you're expressing something with feeling, then you should also be in a position to say that there could be in some situation the same context may provide another feeling for somebody else, so the student gets a much more broader point of view about how they have to interpret and understand architecture. If you have written some material in some journal or some international conference, I would really welcome you to join us. People really, these mentors need to write very well. They need to have their own blog. And so those are the preconditions. We are willing to share our revenues with these mentors. So it's not something which you do free. And you can read all the conditions in the link which you see below, and check for yourself how the system works. It's not any rigid system. You'll be working online on the net at your own place with your own laptop or your computer and with your own internet connection. So all that is yours, and there is no, as I told earlier, there's no real rigid syllabus or timing or anything like that. Most of the time the mentoring will be done through a powerful chat system which we have, and you can make videos. You're actually I would love that you would make videos of this nature, better than this. I'm not really great at videos. I'm not very great at correcting my grammar, because I keep making mistakes between singular and plural and has and have and all that. Pardon me for that. But when I write, I make sure that I go over my written material and it is pretty good in terms of its English qualities, like of grammar and expressiveness and all that. So that's what I would expect fellow mentors also to have. And that's it. So we hope that Archopus grows into something really meaningful, especially in our country, in India, because we need to really fill these gaps which are available, which are currently present. Why I say they are available? Because that's an opportunity for a lot of enrichment to happen. And let's make Archopus the finishing school for architecture. Thank you so much.